Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here, and it's everyone's favorite time of the month. That's right, market statistics time. These market statistics are for Hillsborough County for March 2023. So you're probably asking yourself, Kyle, we are in April. Why are we looking at March statistics? And the reason why is because it does take a while for all of those statistics to get compiled. I used to rely on the Florida Realtors to compile those. Unfortunately, those came in very late. So March statistics we would not usually get until the end of the month. So what I've been doing is I've actually been pulling these statistics and generating these reports on our own. It allows us to get these numbers together a lot quicker and in your hands literally weeks before they are released by the state real estate board. So if you would like a copy of these reports, you can follow the links down below. There's a place there where you can download the reports and have them in your hand as soon as possible. The other thing to know about these reports is that we are comparing year over year. We are not comparing month to month. So we are not comparing March 2023 to February 2023. We're actually comparing March 2023 to March 2022. The reason we do that is because the real estate cycle over the course of 12 months has a natural ebb and flow. Up north, obviously, fall is wintertime. Not a lot of houses get sold or listed for sale or purchased during the wintertime. Places with a little bit more sunshine, it tends to follow more of the school year. You do still have that drop in December and January. So by comparing March 2023 to March 2022, we can see how we are in the grand scheme of things. And real estate usually does not move fast enough to make that a problem. Notice I said usually. Recently, the market has been wild since the peak, which was roughly June, July 2022. And so the market has been bouncing around a lot more than usual. Previous years, it has been a very steady progression, some changes here and there, but by and large had been mostly predictable. The last 8 months or so has been pretty wild. And I will get to those in a bit. But that's basically what these statistics are. We're comparing year over year, and download the report, links below. So everyone knows that the real estate market has been pretty hot. That kind of came to a close in June, July 2022. Later months of 2022, the real estate market really kind of hit the brakes. Primarily the number of buyers left the market. There was not very many people buying houses, which meant that inventory was able to build. We've had a little bit of a change here the last few months, which I will get to in the numbers here. We have had demand come back a bit, but we still have some concerning numbers that I can't say that we are out of the woods so far as prices and sellers go. There's a lot of stuff going on, basically. All right, so let's dive into these stats for Hillsborough County, March 2023. Total number of closed sales was down 19.7%. Total of 1,531. That was down from 1,906. Number of cash sales was down 43.1%. From 562 to 320. Median sales price was up 2.5% from 400,000 to 410,000. And the average sales price was up 4.3% from $487,580 to $508,422. Total dollar volume has dropped 16.2%, and we had hit $1 billion a few times there, but it's down to $778 million currently. Median percentage of original list price is down 4% from 100% of the original list price to 96%. And what that is the original list price that the home was originally listed for sale. What percentage does it eventually sell for? We can see that we are off about 4% of the original list price there. Median time to contract has gone up 433.3% from 6 days to 32 days. New pending sales has dropped 17.9% from 1,864 to 1,531. New listings have also dropped 17.7% from 2,038 to 1,678. But I would like to point out that the number of new listings, 1,678, is more than the total number of homes sold of 1,531. So we are building inventory still. Not as much as we were, but still building inventory. Total active inventory is up 106.5% to 2,393. And the foreclosure short sales, which everybody was predicting doom and gloom with that whenever the COVID foreclosure moratorium was lifted, there's a grand total of 7 foreclosures in Hillsborough County in March 2023, and a total of 1 short sale. So that is not showing up. Hillsborough County has been a little interesting compared to Pinellas County. So Pinellas County has been all over the place so far as median sales price goes for the last 8 months. So it peaked at $450, it has bounced down to $400, came back up to $430, went back down to $400, and is now back up to $450. It has been all over the place. Hillsborough County, by comparison, has held a lot more steady. So the peak was in June, July 2022. That was at 437,000. August, it dropped to 418. September dropped to 415. October dropped to 414. November went all the way down to 400. December, 400. January, 400. February, little change. It went down $10 to $399,990. And then in March, it's back up to 410. Hillsborough County is holding very steady with its median sales price. Average sales price has bounced around a little bit more, but it's not nearly as much as Pinellas County goes. So if you like stability, Hillsborough County is definitely the place to be currently. Now, I do like to dive into the different price points because a $1 million house does sell a little differently than a $300,000 house. Closed sales by sales price, $50,000 to $100,000, actually increased 200%. Which sounds amazing until you realize there's only been 3 sold in the entire county in March. 100 to 150,000 dropped 69.6%, total of 7. And I just kind of hit the high points here. 200 to 250,000 dropped 47.9%, total of 50. 250 to 300,000 dropped 33% to 104. 400 to 600,000 dropped 19.9% to 518. Million or more went down 6.6% to 85%. Basically, there are fewer homes selling at every price point when compared to March 2022, which remember, we only had half the inventory then. So we had half as many homes, but we're still selling more of them. Median time to contracts, basically up across the board, which is not unexpected. As long as you're looking at the main bulk of houses, which is going to be 250 to a million, you're hanging around 25 days to contracts. Now that is the median. So there's a lot of homes that are selling quicker than that, but there's also a lot of homes that are selling in a little bit longer time frame than that as well. Under the 250 mark, there's too few homes to really be pertinent, and it is highly dependent upon the quality of those homes. So there are some absolute disasters that take forever to sell, but there's been some others that go under contract pretty quick, so it's not even really worth mentioning those. Total inventory by current list price. So basically, end of the month, we take a snapshot of the market and we see what every price point has so far as the number of homes available for sale. 50 to 100,000, there was a total 1 for sale in Hillsborough County. 100 to 150,000, there were 33.3% fewer homes for sale, total of 6. 150 to 200,000 dropped 46.4%, total of 15. 200 to 250,000 dropped 26.4%, total of 39. 250 to 300,000 dropped 19.4% to 75. And here's where it gets interesting, because for the longest time we've had this split, and it used to show up in every stat, but it is only showing up in this one now. So basically, there are a lot more homes for sale above that 300,000 mark than there has been in the past. It's not that we're building those homes, but well, kind of are. I mean, there's definitely new construction going on, but what's mostly happened is houses have slid up into these higher price brackets due to the housing cost increases. 250 to 300,000, there was a total of 75. 300 to 400,000, there's a total of 562 homes for sale, which is an increase of 119.5%. 400 to 600,000, there's 143.6% more homes for sale. Over 843 homes for sale in that price point. 600 to a million, there is a 180.3% increase, total of 485, and a million or more, there are 88.8%. Total of 372. Now, the crazy thing is that 400 to 600 price point, there is effectively twice as many homes for sale in that price point, almost, than are selling. So that is the reason why I'm a little hesitant to say, rah, rah, we're back into crazy time, on the market. All right, so let's jump into some of the hows and whys of this. So interest rates have been up. They have come down significantly from the top. So they peaked at like high sixes, low sevens. Currently they're down high fives to like mid 6%. When compared to 2.5%, that sounds absolutely terrible. The problem is that 2% interest rate is the outlier. If you look at the 20-year history of interest, well, 23 years now. If you look at the 23-year history of interest rates, you will see that the interest rates usually bounces around between 4 and 7%. So we are very much in line with mortgage rates from the year 2000 to now. And if you want to get really crazy, you can go even further back and it gets up to like 13, 14% back in the 80s. Definitely some trade-offs. Houses were a lot cheaper back in the 80s. So that's one reason why they were so high. Basically, people have kind of figured out that this is going to be the new normal for a while. People still need to move for jobs, move for, school, move just to make positive life changes. So even in the dark ages, 2007 to 2011, still plenty of houses getting sold. It all depends on the amount of demand and the amount of supply. What we're seeing in the market here currently is we are still building inventory. That usually means it should be downward pressure on prices. That said, Tampa Bay is in a bit of a unique position because it is now on the world stage. So compared to a lot of other locations across the country that are holding relatively steady, we can see, especially in the Pinellas County numbers, that there is a lot of stuff going on. And even anecdotally, my buyers, I was begging people to look at homes and buy homes in September, October, November, December. Literally, we could negotiate just ridiculous price reductions and repair requests. Hadn't had multiple offer situation in months and was routinely negotiating like $10,000 to $20,000 off the asking price. Nowadays, not so much, especially on homes that have only been on the market for a couple days. I'm still able to get the repairs and a couple other concessions and stuff, but you can feel the competition and other buyers kind of coming back into the market is the best way to describe it. But that said, there's not enough demand to be driving these price increases, at least on the Pinellas County side. Hillsborough's been holding steady. So my read on this situation is that the market has basically separated. So there's a class of property that goes under contract quick, and there's a class of property that is just hanging around. The properties that are hanging around, those stats do not get counted in the median sales price, time to contract, percent of original list price. Like, the stats only get counted when the property actually sells. There's a lot of stuff that's been expiring, canceled, or has just been holding at a price, hoping that the market comes back. I don't believe there's enough demand to put us back into the madness that was March, April, May, June of 2022. It's not currently shaping up that way. The indicators at that point was shrinking inventory, and we're still building inventory each and every month. But it's close. And honestly, if interest rates go down solidly into like the fives, I think we could very much get back to a pure seller's market. Buyers just are not going to have as much negotiating power. Conversely, if interest rates go up, that's going to constrain buyer demand and prices will come down. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of complaining, a lot of just issues out there currently that it's not clear, which is unusual because for 7 years it has been extremely clear, which is prices are going up, fewer and fewer homes for sale. Like, that has been the trend for years. Fellow realtors, y'all have been going a little nuts out there too. It's just freaking out about, a market, the real estate market does change. And there's going to be different circumstances and, all that stuff. There's no clear change other than currently we were having a month or two of increased demand. We'll see if it holds. I'm actually really interested to see what the April statistics look like. But I am hesitant to wave a flag in either direction. And I know overall consumer sentiment is that prices should come down. Prices should come down, rents should come down. The trick though is that a lot of times people say one thing, but their actions do another. So if people say, hey, prices should come down, but everyone starts buying, it doesn't really matter what the words that were said are. You know, you always have to go off of actions, not words. That's my interpretation of the stats. I know not really giving you a lot of clarity. That is going to be pretty much true of the market at large. Now, individual neighborhoods and price points and condition and listings and all that stuff, like that is very, very, very clear. But when we're talking just overall general trend, that's why there's a lot of conflicting signals going on right now. So thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Kyle Sasser. I am the team leader of Ashler Home Team. If you would like to get in contact with me and maybe need some help finding a house or selling a house, we would be absolutely thrilled to help you out. Best way to get started is to book a call with me. That link is down below, ashlerre.com/book-a-call if you would like to read the subtitles on that. But I'll put a link down below and just to make that easy for you. You can also email me, Kyle, K-Y-L-E, at ashler, ashlerre.com. And yeah, would love to help you out. You know, our motto is the way real estate should be. Everything we do is with the goal of living up to that motto. We would love to share with you what the way real estate should be means. Please don't hesitate to reach out, leave a comment, book a phone call, whatever you want to do. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Kyle Sasser, and I'll talk to you soon.